Welcome, everyone, to episode 7 of Get This Rugby Podcast. Greg and Chewy.
Yes.
How are you, mate?
There you go.
Get that? And, welcome, everyone. Another great week of footy. Great week of shoot shield. We thought we might kick off with something different, though, this week, Chewy.
Yeah. Probably need to talk about the Waratahs a little bit. They've had it for this year, right?
Oh, yeah. Bloody hell.
I think we've been talking about it, that it seems to me that it doesn't matter how good you play, how bad you play, or how bad you play, really. There's no chance of getting dropped. You're in the team next week and you still get a paycheck.
Yeah.
And it's form doesn't seem to matter if you've got a contract. And I think they'd have a lot more success if they drop blokes back to the shoot shield and pick guys out of the shoot shield to play. And the other matter is all the guys sitting on the bench who don't get to play football. And there's been so many of them over the last few years that young blokes need to play. And just sitting on the bench and being professional trainers, it's ruining blokes.
Yeah, I agree. And this thing where they've got to have, like they say, they got to have 30 blokes contracted. Well, you could still have that if you wanted, but it should be like an open thing where you could call blokes in, like you say, from the shoot shield. We got blokes like I was just thinking last night. Think about some blokes in the shoot shield. You got blokes like Ben Maher at Warringah, who's the best fullback in the comp by a country mile. Mate, I reckon I can rattle off 10 blokes in the shoot shield that could look. Ben Houston at Ramwick, premiership captain. Yeah. He can't even get a look in. They've got a winger there, Christian Yasmin, who's just as good.
A couple of back rowers that could easily play there too, I think.
Yeah, and look how well Warringah and Gordon are going, and bloody, it's amazing for me that they just don't. It's not working what they're doing.
No.
So let's change it.
It's not working. They're coming last.
Well, that's right.
But it has happened over the years where guys go to these franchises, especially young blokes, and they're not getting any football, and training just doesn't do it. Young blokes need to play, and even Pee-wee's young bloke, he was down there at the Rebels, and he wasn't allowed to play club footy. Man, he needed to play football every week. You get better playing football, not sitting on a bench.
But he's a perfect case example. Like he was at Waratahs last year, getting hardly any footy. Now he's going to the Brumbies this year. The whole thing's repeating again. I don't think he started this year. I mean, and we talked about great, good on Jed Holloway playing 100 games, but I hold no bones that they've destroyed his career. He was a number 8 in juniors, Colts, seniors, goes to Waratahs and turn him into a lock. Yeah. Sorry, for me, they've destroyed his career.
Yeah, well, I don't know what they're going to do next year because they've got to change something because how many years has Coach been in house?
Well, 3 years. But see, we can't just keep blaming the coaches too.
No.
The whole system's broken.
There's did you say JRU's doing some reviewing?
Yeah, they own them now. They're reviewing it, but they own them now. But even like Steve Hoyles, we spoke to last year, and we spoke to him about it, and he said the whole system's broken, mate. Like he said, he wouldn't want to take it on unless they're going to let him change the whole system.
If someone comes in, they've got to be in total control, I think.
But they won't, and there's too many egos involved, mate. I think I don't know what else we could say, but and you know what? I don't necessarily blame the guys that are there playing. They have a crack, but something's just not working.
I've got to go to one of the last games they played this year. I haven't been to a game for a couple of years. I'm supposed to go to a game. I think it's on the second week of June.
The Reds or the last round.
Might be. I'm not sure. There's some function on. I'm supposed to go to, and
we'll see.
But anyway, I'll try and get there.
But anyway, I'd be interested to see what people think about what we've said. I just think I think in even Australia we need a total review of the contract system and like I said, they pick, even when you go to a World Cup, they pick like 40 players, professional tackle bag holders, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
And do we need that? Let's get real about this shit.
I used to go on tour with 22 blokes, 25 blokes. It's like there's less blokes miss out. There's more. Was it? There's like it's harder to miss out than it is to not get in friggin' squads at some stage.
So they end up picking blokes that don't even deserve to be there. Let's be honest. And they pick them just in case they get an injury.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Anyway, we'll probably move on.
Right.
That's our depressing start to the show.
There we go, yeah.
Well, let's talk about last week, last round.
Round 6. Gordon in the muck against Randwick. And, geez, Chatswood was a goddamn mess, I'm telling you. The middle of the joint. Yeah. Look, I know what it's like over there. If it's going to rain anywhere in Sydney, it's going to rain around there. But the cricket pitch area was shocking. But it seemed to suit Gordon. They played really good wet weather footy, I thought.
Yeah.
Probably helps having a Pompey coach.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Well, that's Gordon won 19-13. That's 4 wins on the bounce. And right now, they look really good, and they're coming third now. Them and Warringah are probably the form teams in the comp. If we're honest.
Round 1, when I saw Gordon, they were diabolically bad, and the improvement in them's been extraordinary. And they're just playing good footy. And Randwick didn't play bad in that game, but I just don't think the track really suited them that much. If they'd been on a dry track, I think it might have been different. But look, they've lost a couple of games where they haven't played bad. And, I don't think they've got too much to worry about, but I'd suggest they probably need to win this week. But
they've lost 3 games, but I suppose they could have won all 3, but Warringah pretty much handled them that early on. But they're still going to. Let's be honest, they're still going to be up there. But,
look, I think so. They're still a good side, and they'll be right.
But I'm not going off too early about Gordon. I want to see how they're going in another 6 weeks. Not saying they haven't got a good side, but let's see how they get going.
How's Gordon's second grade go?
Yeah, I think they've been winning quite well. Like if you have a look at second grade, Gordon's coming third in second grade, so they've got a bit of depth.
That helps. Yeah.
They lost 1 game, Randwick second, so it would have been a good second grade game as well. It was where is it? Well, it was 24 all in second grade. That says a lot, doesn't it? So it would have been a good. It's a shame it was pissing down like it was.
Yeah,
it would have been a good game to watch both games.
Yeah. Anyway,
so we'll move on to what was it?
Para at home against Norse.
Yeah, I think we missed one.
Oh.
What do you got? Yeah, Para. Well, let's look at Eastwood and West Harbour first.
Okay.
So it was West breaking through with their first win of the year.
Yeah,
22-18.
They showed a lot of ticker in that game. Like they played as hard as they probably could, and it was at Eastwood too, and they had to defend, and defence has been a real big problem for them this year. And what's the score end up? It was
22-18.
Yeah. That's probably the least amount of points West have conceded in a game this year, I think, and that's probably why they won. But they were a lot better, but quite frankly, both teams didn't play. It wasn't an extraordinary level of football. But I think Eastwood were okay. I think West were just a bit stronger up front, I think, and it was a struggle right through the game. Anyone could have won it, really, but West just toughed it out a bit and showed a lot of ticker. And but they always seem to have the wood on Eastwood.
Yeah.
But that was at Eastwood. I expected Eastwood to win that, but
I'll tell you what, one thing you've got to give West is that they had 5 losses, but they've never failed to have a go, do they?
Oh, they try hard, yeah.
They've got to, but they're
always have.
They always have a dig. But their culture's always been good. It'd be just nice to see them win some of these games where they lose close. That's what kills them.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, hopefully we'll start to rise up the ladder now.
Well, there's only one way to go.
And they got some good people there, so I was happy for West.
Yeah.
And shout out to a great bloke at West. We bloke known, the JB, the photographer there. He's a
Oh, yeah.
terrific fella. Shout out to
He's
him.
still running around. Yeah.
He's still made. He'll never stop by photoing at West.
Yeah.
I think he's in about 19th year or something.
Takes a good photo.
Oh, he's bloody good at his job.
Yeah.
So let's look at South and Manly.
Oh, boy.
What do we got? Have we got anything good to say here?
That wasn't a very good game of football. Look, I thought South did about as good as they could go. Like they started really well, which they seem to in most weeks, and they just fell off a bit. What was the final score? Wasn't that big?
30-16.
30, yeah. It was a bit closer than that till right near the end. And I'll tell you, Manly didn't look very good, and the whole game was a struggle for both teams. It looked like,
yeah,
and heaps of mistakes.
pretty
and,
wet, wasn't
it was wet, but the ground wasn't too bad there,
Yeah.
and it was one of those games that you're pretty happy when the bell went at the end. But South tried hard again, and look, for Manly it was a big win because they really needed one, and they got the points, but gee, they're going to have to play better than that if they're going to be fair income about making the semis.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
It
was just a classic South performance. Like they gave it a go, but not quite enough quality.
No, there was a few different blokes in the Manly team. They made a few changes, I do believe. And
we're still trying to work out why Aaron Blacklock didn't play. Maybe
I know he's injured or not, but I don't know if anyone knows what the situation is there. But there was a couple of different guys in the team as well. So anyway, they won. Who have they got this week?
Manly play.
We're playing Para. Yeah, right. So
yeah. Well, Aaron came on off the bench, so maybe he was a fresh reserve.
I didn't see the whole game.
Yeah.
I must have missed when he came on. Must have been.
But I mean, Manly, like they'd lost 2 in a row, so that was important for them to get back on.
It was, yeah. Another big game from this week too. Anyway, we'll get on that later.
We'll get on to that. So this was a fascinating game, mate. I watched most of this. Sydney Uni and Hunter, 38-34.
Yeah. Yeah. Newcastle, gee, they could have won that.
Well, they led quite well.
They don't give up either. They keep coming at you all day.
They led 29-24 well into the second half. And then Uni seemed to get a lot of possession, a lot of penalties.
They got a lot of penalties, that's for sure.
And
look like one of those classic look after Uni at home situations. I've been in a few of them.
And our friendly referee who had been doing, I won't name him, but he'd been doing second grade and made his way back in first grade, and he has this thing where every high tackle has to be a penalty, where others had been more common sense about it. But
it seems like they've started to come to their senses in the last couple of weeks with that. I think they must have all had a bit of a chat about it, and it's not as full on as it was.
It certainly dropped off, and that's good for everyone. Good for us, good for the players.
Yeah.
But in the end, Hunter probably would think they should have won that game.
Yeah, and had Uni lost, they would have been in a bit of strife. But
shout out to Andrew Tuala, mate, played really well.
Yeah.
Good to see the big man.
Why they took him off, I never know. They could have left him on the field, I think.
Should have left him on, mate.
Yeah. I don't care if he was running out of gas. He was probably one of the best players on the park. And
there'll be many.
That was his first game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think maybe second.
Oh, right.
But I think when he plays at his best, there wouldn't be many men his size who are so mobile and the work rate. You reckon?
Yeah,
he's a good player.
He can play prop and hooker, which is good.
Yeah, that's right. And he's tough.
So he's good for them. Oh, mate, I thought he made a big difference to him, I thought. And the Newcastle pack played pretty well in that game. Like, the uni forwards aren't too bad. And they wasn't a bad game, really, that one.
No, it was a decent game for him. I think, But Hunter needed to find some consistency. I think they'll really rue that loss.
Mm.
And then that could hurt them later in the year.
Yeah, certainly one they could have won. And
especially when they got the Rats this week. So
yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the next one we'll look at was, mate, let's leave it till the last. Let's go to the Rats East game because, man, we've got some stuff to say about the two Blues Norths game. Bloody hell. So the Rats again, mate. So East led 22-10 with, midway second half.
Yeah.
And we want to shout out to Josh Haynes. Want to know whether you do the Russell Crowe thumbs up, thumbs down, put the hammer down because, again, like 22-10 down, they end up winning 27-22. So
they seem to play the last 20 minutes better than the first 60 every week. One thing they must be fit, I think, because they seem to finish over the top of teams every week.
Yeah.
And, like, I think they've done it just about every game, haven't they?
Which, to be honest, if they can keep, like, I know they want to get their first half and that better, but if they can keep doing that, they're going to be a team that, if you're in front of them in the second half, you're going to be worried because you know they've got that ability. Look at Haynes. He was one of the fittest players to play the game, and
sure,
I'd say he's probably really drilled them hard in the off season. They do look fit. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, they're getting around all right, and I think these seem to play good for a lot of the game, but geez, they make really bad mistakes in the last few games I've watched that really cost them. Just silly things, knock-ons, forward passes, drop balls. They miss a line, just little things, and that it really tends to get them. And one thing I've noticed with them too is they're not that good in defence, so they really got to improve there. They leak really soft tries every week, just through really bad defence. Guys not moving up or just really easy missed one-on-one tackles and stuff. And I think it's probably cost them a couple of games, just their lack of defence. And they did it again against like Warringah, and you can't give good teams a head start like that. Or not a head start, but it's easy points. And they are playing like that wasn't a bad game, that one. And Warringah at home, yeah.
They would have. They've got to have the most dangerous back line in the comp, you reckon?
I think it's the way they're moving the ball too. Like they're getting deep and they're going. They're doing a few different things, which is good. That it's not just big blokes in the middle hitting it up all day. They're spinning it and getting out wide, and they're using the blind side, and they're willing to attack and with a bit of depth and stuff, which is really good.
And he's been smart with the blokes he's got because. Like getting Big Sam Thompson, the Scottish bloke, back at lock, he's a real strength for him. They've got good mobile front row. The hooker is a good player.
Yeah, hooker's going real well. Yeah.
And they've got a good back row. They've got two really good, smallish sevens, but they're really good over the ball. So he's got them playing well. And I don't know much about the halfback. Apparently he's a Kiwi guy. He's been playing really well.
Well, they're really good at the breakdown all over the park. All the backs get in there, and everyone contests every breakdown against Warringah. You've got to be on it because, they got their wingers going in there and get on the ball, and someone's got them doing it because it's like every breakdown they're right on it. So I think that's making them hard to beat too because they're getting a lot of turnovers and slowing teams' ball down and doing stuff. So that. They're probably doing it better than anyone else in the comp.
And I think what they're doing in their mindset is good because they obviously never think they're out of the game.
They look like they're having fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and
it's always fun when you're winning.
But the fullback and captain Ben Maher, mate, he's
been playing well. Hey,
he's surely the Waratahs must be looking at that going, how didn't we pick that up? Especially they've got a bloke in their squad that's going to the bloody rugby league. Anyway, we'll go with it. Won't go back there.
No, you wouldn't know.
All right, last game was the upset of probably the season. It was two Blues 29, North 28 at the Eric.
North.
Wow, what can we say?
I got to say, like I was involved with North, with young bloke was playing there back in the day. Great club, good people. Seen them play well this year. That's close to the worst second half of football I think I've seen them put together. They probably should have won that game by another 30. How many times did they make errors in attacking positions? Now, I don't think it was even that Para was playing that defensively that good or anything, but when guys just knocking the ball on, dropping the ball, knocking on the back of scrums, missing line-outs, it was like every mistake you could possibly make, they fitted it all into the last 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah. Right.
And all they had to do was score to win the game, and it was a real worry for me because it just looked like they just didn't know how to finish a game, and it didn't look like they had any leadership out there. I don't know.
And the thing at the end,
Really surprising, actually.
they took bloody 75, 76 minutes to actually hit the front. And all they had to do was hold the ball. The next thing they give away a penalty and Para kicks a penalty goal.
Right. Unbelievable.
But, we shouldn't, I suppose, good on Two Blues. They won the game, and they scored some good tries. But I think North
let it be right before half time too, which didn't help. But they had all the possession. They had everything going from them in the second half, and to not be able to score, like how many times were they inside the 22 for ages? Like a long time in footy. And even when they had numbers, they'd go the other way. It was just like they were lost or something. And I don't know. It was a big shock, and that's a game that could come back and hurt North later in the year. And how they didn't finish a game like that when they were clearly the better team is a mystery.
And they can throw up a game like that. That's what I've said to you during the week. But they can do that. But what do we say now? Because I know we haven't talked them down, but we haven't talked them up. Two Blues, that's the first, say, major top 4 team they've beaten.
Yeah, that's probably been the thing. They haven't played much.
So that now they're coming fourth. They're 4 wins, 2 losses. So do we start saying they're going to make finals, or what do we think? Still too early to say.
Yeah, I think so. And they're going to have to play some of the top teams yet. And they played North, but they lost at East. Who's the other team beat them? Newcastle.
They lost to Newcastle.
Yeah.
And that's probably a game.
So they haven't played. They haven't played Beringa. They haven't played Gordon, Randwick. There's a few in front of them.
Yeah.
And let's see how they're going in June, end of June or something. You'll have a better idea.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the problem they're going to have is depth there. Later in the year, if they keep everyone on the park, they should be okay. But I think if they get a few guys missing, they could struggle. But so far, so good. I guess they're winning. If they'll take it and get on with it.
Yeah. So we haven't done this before, but let's just give the top 6 at the moment. So You got Ringer on top now, 24 points. They had 5 and 1. North are second. Gordon, Two Blues are fourth. They're all 4 and 2. And then you got East 5th and Manly 6th. That's the top 6 they ran. And Union just out, along with Hunter and Eastwood, South and West. So that's the table. This ends round 6.
Well, I can see Uni moving up a bit because the next 3 games of them are pretty easy, I think. So
on paper,
on paper.
We don't never do rugby on paper.
Yeah, but they're playing teams below them. So
there's a famous quote I read this week too. A famous soccer coach, Brian Clough, said, "We're the best team on paper, but the problem is the game was played on grass."
Yeah, it's a problem. Yeah.
So let's get into the preview. So
all right.
What have we got? East and North at Wallara.
Oh, man, anything could happen here.
Oh, unbelievable.
After watching North go around last week, and on form, I'd have to say East are probably going to win. But then again, are they going to tackle this week? It's at Wallara, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like the 2 most disappointing.
So that's got to be their 4th, 5th home game.
Oh, yeah. Well, they've only been...
They played away last week.
Where'd they go last week? That's what...
No,
Warringah.
There you
It's the
go.
first time they've been over the bridge.
The only other game's at Ramley. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
They haven't travelled much, but
Geez, they're going to have a lot of away games later in the year, I guess. But
I think we still forget. I know North had a shocker against Two Blues, but they did beat Randwick the week before, I suppose. But I don't know about you, but I think North will bounce back and win this game.
well, mate, I'll tell you what, I reckon their coach would have given it to them this week. They really need to toughen up in that game last week and just take charge, and they didn't, and that was a worry. So, yeah, man, yeah, I'll go North in that one. I think they'll have to win, come back
The
after.
thing about it, if they did lose again, East will jump up in the top four, and knock North out. So that's it's a big game. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Obviously, we haven't seen team sheets yet, but I can't imagine James Morgan wouldn't be back in the starting team for North. I think they need him back in there.
well, he came on. He made a couple of errors when he came on last week too. But geez, it wasn't only him.
I think I'd like to make a shout out to young Scott Bowen. I think he should spend less time chirping at the referee and more time playing the game.
Yeah, I think he's getting a bit mouthy, isn't he? But he seems like he's pretty passionate. But
Jack Bowen, isn't it? Scott Bowen's his dad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Geez, they look alike. But well, man, that could be a draw, fair. I don't know.
The thing is, too, it's going to be on the Astro turf, so
yeah,
the carpet as you call it, and I think it could be pretty high scoring if we get like the reports we're going to get decent weather this week.
Yeah, well, stopped raining the last few days, which is good.
So
won't matter down there.
It's going to be. Yeah, well, I just favour North a bit.
Yeah, I do too. I think they'd be pissed off with the way they played last week. So I'd say that.
And they have to hit back if they want to be premiership contenders.
Gordon out Eastwood.
Yeah, big game. Well, Gordon 4 wins in a row.
Probably one of the best top. Them Warringah probably 2 form teams of the comp. So
confidence must be high. Winning breeds confidence.
Yeah. They seem to get better every week, and
Eastwood is still, trying to rebuild.
I don't think Eastwood could match them up front. Actually, that's why I think Gordon will probably dominate them. But Eastwood got a bloke back. Who was playing number 8 from last week? Big fella. Can't remember his name. He made a bit of a difference. He was doing a bit of damage out there.
Number 8.
Yeah.
That's the same bloke. Okafonu.
I don't know, but he was involved a lot. But I'll go Gordon in this one. Sat Milner, but I still think Gordon will get up.
Yeah, I can't see anything but a Gordon win. I don't know if you've noticed.
It's always a big game there. But
yeah, but they don't like each other. Let's
it's always
have you noticed, like yourself, like it's definitely a different game plan for Gordon under this British coach. Like it's a more physical style, isn't it? Like they're quite happy to mix it in the middle. And
they play a bit of field position too, and in the wet games, like last week, the way they played in the wet was really good example. People should watch that. It was, they played quite well and kept their mistakes down, and they look good. And they're getting stuck in. Their defence is a lot better than it was. But I think they're playing really well. So I'll have to go for them.
Yeah, I think Gordon too good in that one. So Manly and Two Blues at Manly.
At Manly, well,
big game for both teams.
Yeah,
probably more for Manly. Really.
Oh, well, look, if they play like they did against South, Parrell beat them. They've got to play better than that. And I think, they've got to be smart too and move this Parra team around because they're not that mobile. And they've got to defend well because Parrell do some unusual things and attack from different places where they don't expect it. And last week too, the last couple of weeks, Manly lineout's been bloody terrible. I don't know what's going on there. And their scrum was really good early in the year. And I think they're both areas where they can take it to para, because I don't think para set piece is that good in either scrum or line out. So I'm going for Manly because it's at Manly, and I think they really need to get their season back on track. And after last week, if they come out and lose again this week, it's not going to be good for them. And yeah, I'll go Manly in that.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. Like someone asked me yesterday, when was the last time Two Blues won at Manly, and worked out it was 2013. But they won quite well.
What's that? 10 years ago.
11 years ago. Yeah. But obviously they had a vastly different team back then. The likes of Adam Coleman and that. Yeah, as far as the tip goes, I sort of mulled over this. I don't know, I've been disappointed with Manly in the last few weeks.
Sure.
Definitely got the players to be doing better, but they haven't been doing it, mate. Let's be honest.
Mate, after it's been probably the last 3 or 4 weeks, I don't think they played well. I don't know why. They started all right. And,
Look, I thought Anzac Day, they were really disappointing. Like, to have the Anzac Day game on their home ground and play that bad, I thought was a really bad sign, and they're losing the week after.
They haven't played well since it.
Really.
Really.
And they, to be honest, let's be honest, like, they struggled to beat South.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to pick Two Blues here, mate.
All right. You got it.
All right, well, let's move on to Randwick and West Harbour at Coogee.
Yeah. Well, Randwick have to win this one. Look, I think they'll win this well.
They should.
I think they've got to win. Boys will be into them, and they'll know that. And, West will come at them all day, but I just think Randwick will be too quick for them, I think, and especially out wide.
If it's a dry day, it'll be a problem for West.
Yeah.
But West will have a crack, as they do every week.
Yeah.
You talk about, there would have been a long time since they won at Coogee, I would imagine, too. Randwick had a bit of a down period for many years, didn't they? But
they might have beat them there. No. Just thinking 17 or 18, but I think West beat them at Concord that year, and I think because early on in the year, I think they lost to them at Coogee. So I don't know. Last time they would have.
Well, no, when Jake was playing at West, they definitely beat Randwick at Concord
17 and 18, I think, and at Concord, but I don't think they won at Coogee.
Yeah, Coogee's always a hard place to play, and it's a
a hard place to get a car park.
Is it a bit intimidating as a player because the crowd's like right on top of you?
I used to like playing there. Actually, it was, that you get a different standard of abuse from particular parts of the crowd in Randwick that you don't get anywhere else. And they used to amuse me a lot. And they had a bit of creativity with their sledges and stuff, and the abuse I used to get, and so it was a lot of fun whacking them. And I'll tell you what, used to piss them off, especially that group on that stand on the club side, down that end there.
Or the membership.
Not the big stand, the long one. There used to be a group of just about the whole stand, and they were different. And I think they're probably all still around, or maybe another generation of them now. I don't know.
I don't know why, but I was thinking the other day about I remember when the All Blacks played Randwick at Coogee Oval?
It might have been
88, maybe.
A bit earlier, I think. And
it was a big day.
They were hanging off the rafters across the road, the houses, and all the flats around there. There was people everywhere. It was what they lose by? Boydo was playing.
Wasn't that much.
It was.
Checker was playing
20-something to. Yeah, that wasn't.
Didn't get flogged.
They didn't get flogged.
I remember there was. I don't know.
Kearnsey played in that game too.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if you remember this. I was told a story by blokes that there was people going into the apartment blocks across the other side of the road and knocking on people's doors.
Yeah, you're right.
And offering money to stand about and watch the game.
It was on all the news channels because there was people on the roofs, there was people on the balconies, there was people hanging on the fence, and there was a hell of a lot of Kiwis here.
I wonder what the All Blacks thought.
Everyone, all the Kiwis from Bondi were there.
But that was a great All Blacks team. Like you talking about Buck Shelford and
it's a good team, man.
Michael Jones and all that.
Yeah.
Mate. They played a pretty strong team that day.
Oh yeah. I
don't think it was full strength, but it was
on like I think it was like a Wednesday arvo or something they played.
Yeah, it wasn't a Saturday.
It's a midweek game, I'm pretty sure, from memory. But anyway,
they are good memories.
I'm going for Randwick.
Yeah, I'll go for Randwick. The South and Uni back down at Foreshore.
Well, this could be interesting. The old coach coming back to South and Uni.
I wouldn't expect any bouquets when he walks in the ground.
Probably not. And they might let him in. I don't know.
Not to mention,
they make him pay to get in, probably.
Not to mention old mate Duncan Chubb, who's his assistant. He's
coming home too. So
there he goes.
South would probably be up for this game. Look, they'll come out hard, and I just don't know whether they'll be able to match it with Uni for 80 minutes. That seems to be the problem every week with them. Second half for South, the last 20 is very hard for them, and they've got no depth really, and I just don't think they've got anyone to come off the bench that's, and that's where they're struggling. And but I think it'll be a pretty torrid affair for probably 60 minutes.
But what about the one thing you've got to say about Uni this year? They've been scoring plenty of points.
Yeah.
They might be not defending that well, but they've been scoring easily over 30 points most weeks.
Got a good goal kicker too.
Yeah, new kid. He's Jack Matthews. Yeah. But it's mate. Much as I want to tip South, I can't say it. But
man, I'll go for the upset here. I'm going South.
I tell you what,
I'm glad I haven't got any money on it, but tell you what.
I tell you what, I've thought all week that this could be an upset, but I'll go Uni.
Oh yeah,
only just that. I think it's going to be.
I'll be surprised if they win, but
I reckon it could be a tight game. Now, the last game of the round is going to be Hunter Wildfires and Warringah in Newcastle at 4:05 p.m. The late game.
Yeah.
So
we were wondering why Newcastle playing like they played South at 6 o'clock or something the other week, and
that was down in Woy. Yeah.
But I'm just wondering why they're playing these. What time is it? 4:05.
4:05. So maybe
why they're playing at different times. I don't know if anyone from the club can let us know what the story is there.
I think it might be to get maybe some local people down there. I don't know. But,
I don't know.
It's
just 4 o'clock. I don't know why it'd be on 4 o'clock. If there's something on before it, or
I think it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of a bit frustrating for me because you've got 5 games that are finished and they're like in half time. So
it's like
I don't know
if it was at 5:30 or something, like you could go straight on to it. But I don't know. It's sort of
you can't really like watch the other games and then go over to them because they're sort of.
I don't know. There must be some reason for it. If anyone knows, let us know.
But anyway, there's no sugarcoating it. Hunter's in for a battle, mate.
They are. Yeah.
It's going to be a tough game against Warringah, who are, I think they're like, when did they lose it? They lost in like round 2 or 3.
Lost it Eastwood, didn't they?
Yeah.
Was it Eastwood?
Yeah, round 3 they lost to Eastwood, but they haven't lost since. So they're on 3 wins in a row. They're 5 out of 6, so they're the form team of the comp. You could argue
for sure. And look, Newcastle played well the last couple of weeks, and they were right in that Uni game. It easily could have won it. Some probably should have won it, but they're going to have to really turn up. But I wonder if Warringah are just going to go up there thinking they've just got to turn up to win it anyway. But it'd be a big win for Newcastle if they can get this one. But that'll keep them up there too. But I think I have to go for Warringah.
Yeah, I think Hunter's going to struggle with the backs, the speed of what Warringah play with. I think Joshy Holmes will look at his players though that they need to play better for the 80 minutes, not just come back in the last 20.
Yeah,
that's what he's going to be at his players at, and I know I have heard that this week.
Well, Newcastle haven't been flogged in any game, and
round 1.
Yeah, that's right, and they look, they'll be there, and it'll be pretty hard, I'd imagine. So,
I don't think they're going to get. Warringah's not going to flog them. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a battle. But Hunter's going to have to set themselves to defend for 80 minutes because Warringah can throw anything at you.
Well, Newcastle, they're going to have to take their opportunities when they get them.
Yes.
They'll probably only get a few, and they can't afford to not take their opportunities and put Warringah under a bit of pressure. But whether they can or not, we'll see. But anyway, I think Warringah for me.
So we're still on the Josh Ames for Coach of the Year, mate. He's still on track.
Yeah, well, him and the guy from Gordon are going well.
We'll have to spar it out, mate.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Well, I got a message this week that I should be mentioning that Luke Holmes is helping him out.
Oh, yeah.
That was from Luke himself. So
yeah, the old man's probably helping too.
He's the old man. He's a good player too.
He can't get enough help. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, he's got a good mate. He's got Boyd Killingworth. He's got Mark Gerard's floating around there.
Yeah, a few good blokes.
They're a good club, let's face it.
Yeah, it's good to see him doing well again.
I think Sam Ward's the club physio now. I think.
Yeah, okay.
So they've got everyone there. So that'll be us for the
done for this week.
Tips.
Yeah.
So how did we go? Did we work out how we went last week in the tips?
I
don't know if we did that well.
I don't do well any week. I think.
I think
we both tip North. We both tip Newcastle. We both tip Eastwood. And we both tip Warringah.
So we had a shocker, basically.
You got 2 and I got 1.
Okay, well, wait.
Don't pay any attention to anything I say.
Don't take our tips.
Jeez.
So
glad I don't gamble.
So guys, that's pretty much us for today. But remember to like and subscribe. I'm going to start I'm setting up a new YouTube channel because I've had some problems with the other one. So make sure you share it around, and we will catch you next week.
Look out for our what is it? Yesterday's heroes. We might have one on today. I won't tell you who.
Be surprised.
Be surprised. But if we can get this Zoom thing all worked out, some blokes are having. Yesterday's heroes aren't real good on technology. I'm telling you. So.
We're looking for more guys. Like a shout out to the great Pee Wee Goddard. We want to get him on.
Yeah.
Who else can we rope into?
He rang me in the middle of the night the other day, and
is he drinking?
I don't know. I didn't answer it. It was some silly hour, and I tried ringing him back, but he didn't answer that. So he must have been up to something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what about the great Tiny Melrose? I reckon he'd be a good one to get on.
Yeah. Just as long as he's in a good mood.
Who else could we get on, mate? You reckon? Well, shout anyone from another club.
Yeah,
doesn't have to be para people.
No, anyone. Yeah. So
even someone suggested me we should try and get Campo on. We'll see. I don't know if he's in the country anymore, is he? Last time I heard he was overseas somewhere. And Muggo, maybe we'll try and catch up with Muggo.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Muggo would be a good one because we could talk about him being in both codes.
Yeah, exactly.
The Dundas Valley Junior.
Yeah, for sure.
But everyone, thanks for that. And
see you later.
See you next week. Stop. Where is it?